This is a battle in round 2 of the blue tournament, where nomads can have infantry or foot skirmishers. Curiously enough, it's the Battle of Bam Citadel, Lusitani versus Massagetae. This is not a good map for Massagetae, and you can see why. One of the reasons being that Lusitani is going to be able to hold the high ground very easily. The other reason being that heat is going to tire out these units significantly. Running up the hill is also going to tire out these units significantly. So it's going to be really hard for Massagetae to use their... Oh, and also missiles fired uphill are going to do less damage than missiles fired downhill. Charges uphill are going to do less damage than charges downhill. So Massagetae is at a massive disadvantage in all aspects of terrain here. So let's go over the build now that that is out of the way. We have some Lusitani guerrillas, Lusitani spears. Lusitani spears have less armor than Scutari spears, so I think they are good spear units for sure. They have great morale, great health, but I would like to see some Scutari spears. Guerrillas are hybrid units. They can throw javelins. They have a nice bonus versus large, but they have shit for armor. And then we have these Iberian slingers and the Balearic slingers. I have to be honest with you, this deployment by the Lusitani player is something I'd call borderline corner camping, redline camping. It's not really corner camping. Not really, because it is possible to get units behind here, but because of the terrain features, it's not going to happen. And the same with the distance to the red line here. I guess the distance is fine. It's going to be possible to get units through here, but it's mainly not. It's not because of proximity to the red line. I have an issue with it. It's mainly because the map is so unbalanced to begin with. But I mean, it was in the map pool, so I guess it's okay, but this is not a map I'd like to see used for competitive play, because it just gives so ridiculous of an advantage to the player who's up on this hill. And sure, it would be possible to start moving around here, but the problem in moving around, and oh, forgot, we also have 4 Scutari cavalry and 1 Lusitani noble. The build of Massagetae consists of 4 steppe noble lancers in the center, some steppe horse archers, mercenary Amazonians, great checks with long range, Saka noble armored lancers, and some steppe horse archers, together with 4 steppe archers. So what I was saying was, the problem with moving around here, this close to the red line, is that it's going to be very easy for Lusitani to isolate and kill the Massagetae units if they indeed go that way. So neither of the players have really engaged yet, started doing damage. The mercenary Amazonians are moving up on the side. This is the shielded side though, but Lusitani shields are on average crap. I believe the highest missile block chance they have in their entire roster is 40. So not really impressive. The Scutari, a curious thing to note is that the Scutari spears do not have the Scutum shield. They have a Greek wooden shield, so they don't have the 50% chance to block missiles, they only have a 40%. But anyway, the Lusitani guerrillas are dropping super quickly here to Amazonian fire. And these Scutari cavalry are going to run after them, but they need to be careful. These Gals are only active and they are very quick. Scutari cavalry shouldn't be able to catch them under any circumstance, unless these mercenary Amazonians are microed horribly. Didn't lose any Scutari cavalry there. Some hit point damage was done, no doubt. This Cantabrian cavalry can catch the Amazonian riders, but they're just taking so much damage and dropping. In the center here we have the skirmish engagement starting. These steppe archers do have 40 missile damage, but firing uphill they're going to be far less effective than even these Iberian slingers firing downhill. So this is a poor trade for Massagetae, and it's mainly because of the terrain, and there is nothing that Massagetae can do about it. Massagetae just got a raw deal in terms of terrain, And you could say, well, but why did he pick Massagetae if this was the map? Well, not many factions, I mean, all factions are going to be at a severe disadvantage here. It's just going to be slightly worse for a steppe faction. And here we have loose formation being used on all the Lusitani spears. Lusitani guerrillas getting wrecked uphill charges, but there are so many javelins that are going to be coming in here. And look at the steppe noble lancers, they are just disappearing under the hail of javelins. A horrible trade for the steppe noble lancers. And this unit of Cantabrian cavalry hasn't killed anything and is getting shot to pieces, but at least gives the Amazonians something to do. And here comes the rush from Massagetae. I think he saw that the steppe archers weren't able to cut it, and then he had to start doing something. Now, very nice here with the Scutari downhill charges by the Scutari cavalry. They're going to do reasonably well against steppe noble lancers because they're downhill and they are supported by Lusitani spears. And I don't like this at all. Steppe archers firing into the backs of noble lancers. Oh, they're going to die super quick. And for each charge here, these guys are just taking more and more damage. Here we have a frenzied Scutari cavalry charge coming in, manages to kill the steppe horse archers, or get into them, but it's probably going to kill them. Horse archers moving up on the flanks here, eating some shots from this Cantabrian cavalry. It would probably be a good idea to just charge the steppe horse archers at this point. The steppe noble lancers are wavering, 42 kills. Over here as well, the steppe noble lancers are taking massive friendly fire. We'll have to see how much friendly fire Massagetae caused to itself here, because it was substantial. But these spear units they're actually holding out. They got severely depleted from the charges, but since they were uphill charges, they did survive. Some missile units left for Massagetae, but they're going to get charged in the rear of all things now by this Cantabrian cavalry. Cantabrian cavalry is crappy in melee, but getting into the rear of horse archers is going to do damage to the horse archers. The Lusitani noble general might be in some trouble in the center here, but he is getting supported by Scutari cavalry. He's getting supported by Lusitani spearmen. And there are some skirmishers left for Massagetae now, but I doubt they have enough ammunition to pull this off. There isn't a lot of Lusitani left on the field. There are many flags, but these flags are on men that are on units that are very depleted. The Balearic slingers they haven't really killed a whole lot, but they're going to do well against these steppe horse archers. The general recently died, so they might start wavering very quickly. And these Balearic slingers are eating a lot of fire now. One charge might just wipe them off the field here. Down here we have the Cantabrians chasing after the armored horse archers, but they decided they didn't want a piece of that action, which is a good idea because armored horse archers are going to eat Cantabrian cavalry alive. Here we have mercenary Amazonian riders charging in, trying to take out the slingers. They might do it. The problem is that in the process they're going to get caught by Lusitani spearmen and absolutely slaughtered in melee. Lusitani spearmen are solid units in terms of anti-cavalry performance. So the Massagetae units one by one being picked off, and like I said earlier, there isn't a whole lot of Lusitani left on the field now, and this was even with uphill charges and firing uphill. So I mean, if I was commanding Massagetae in this case, I think I would have found it pretty hopeless, maybe spent... The problem is though that any way you move, any direction you decide to move up, the enemy is going to have a terrain advantage. And if you decide to run to get there, you're going to fatigue quickly. If you decide to walk, you're probably going to be intercepted. So this is a horrible map for nomads. It's a horrible map for competitive multiplayer anyway, in my opinion, but especially bad for nomads. So the Lusitani guerrillas and the Iberian slingers finishing off the last units from Massagetae here. They're charging in, and to their deaths, I assume. And here we have the Scutari cavalry dealing with the armored horse archers. They're wavering because the army is losing. That's about it. Costly victory for Lusitani and Ziggomatic. The Void Dragon is now out of the tournament. very good kills on the mercenary Amazonian riders, lackluster kills on the steppe horse archers, and on basically everything else. For the Lusitani, it was only a matter of having the terrain advantage and basically having the terrain advantage and tanking it out with the spearmen. Lusitani spearmen are good, but I kind of wonder why they were chosen instead of some extra Scutari spearmen, since they have a bit more armor, not a whole lot, but just a bit more. These guys have more health and morale, so it kind of evens out. But yeah, to be honest, I don't quite see what Massagetae could have done differently. Maybe try to snipe the general or something like that, but on this map it's just going to be super hard to play as the Massagetae. So good game to both players. Good luck in the coming rounds of the tournament. Ziggomatic, strength and honor.